A service of KIBMradio.com, the Internet's home for an all old-time radio.
And now, Around the World, the Jack Benny program. Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Rochester, Dennis A. Bob Crosby, and yours truly, Don Wilson. And now, ladies and gentlemen, in presenting the star of our show, it gives me great pleasure to bring you a man who...
Just a minute, Don. Hold it a minute.
What?
Don, today, instead of you introducing me, I'm going to introduce you.
Me?
Yes, Don. Ladies and gentlemen, today not only marks the anniversary of Don Wilson's 30th year in radio, but it also commemorates his 20th year with me. So, Don, take a bow.
Jack, this is so touching.
Don, this day is yours. Today we will all pay homage to you. When I say we, I mean the entire cast. Your slightest wish will be our command. Whatever you... Don, you're crying.
But, gee, I can't help it, Jack.
See, the way those tears are running between your chins, it looks like you're irrigating something. Now, Don, please stop sniffling.
Well, I'm all right now, Jack. I just couldn't help getting emotional when I realized that you've been with me for 20 years.
No, Don, you've been with me. With me.
To think that I came on this show when it was down, and because of
down?
And because of my personality and showmanship, I raised it to the pinnacle of success.
Don, wait a minute.
It wasn't easy, and there were many setbacks, but every time the show was down, I brought it up again.
Now, wait a minute, Don. My show was never down. So don't make things up.
Well, now let's not argue, Jack. Really, let's don't argue because, well, and besides, I want to thank you for making this not only a memorable, but a profitable occasion.
Profitable? What did Jack do for you, Don?
Go ahead, Donzie. Tell Bob Crosby.
Well, Bob, not only did I get $500 cash, but I also got a brand new DeSoto convertible for my wife, a trip to New York for the two of us on the Super Chief, and a whole week at the Waldorf Astoria. Jack, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Oh, gosh, Jack gave you all of that?
No, but it was his letter that got me on strike at Ridge.
You're darn right.
Well, Jack, I guess it won't seem like much now, but, well, since today is Don's 20th anniversary with you, the boys in the band got something for him, and here it is, Don.
Oh, gee, thanks, Bob.
What is it, Don? What is it?
Well, now, wait, Jack, lay unwrap it.
Okay. Boys in the orchestra, huh?
Yeah.
Jack.
Oh, Jack, look at this. A diamond-studded cigarette lighter.
Well, I'm glad that you like it, Don. My musicians went through a lot of trouble to get it for you.
Well, Bob, that's a beautiful lighter your boys got for Don, but you'd think it would be wrapped a little better. Who did it?
The owner of the store.
The owner of the store? I could have wrapped it better than that.
Not with your hands up over your head.
Bob, you mean the boys held up a jewelry store?
Well, it was an accident, Jack. You see, when they walked into the store, Remley had his guitar under his coat.
Uh-huh.
The man thought it was a machine gun. He threw up his hands and said, "Take anything that you want."
Well, that's still dishonest. Frankie should have opened his coat and showed the jeweler that it wasn't a gun.
Oh, Frankie did better than that. He took out the guitar, started to play, and the guy said, "Look, you got what you want. Stop torturing me."
Well, that I can understand. Anyway, Bob, it was very nice of your boys to bring down that present.
Well, he deserves it, Jack. After all, he took this program when it was down, and he started...
It wasn't down! Now, look, this show isn't 5 minutes old, and already I'm aggravated.
That makes two of us.
Oh, hello. Hello, Dennis. What's the matter with you?
I got up on the wrong side of the bed this morning.
So what?
I fell out the window.
What?
It's 3 stories. Boy, am I lucky I wasn't hurt.
Oh, you landed on your head, huh? Was that it? Was that it, Dennis?
No, on the mailman's head.
Oh, fine.
I guess he'll have to find himself a new job.
A new job? Why?
Yeah, now he's too short to reach the mailboxes.
I don't know, Dennis. Everybody else just goes along. Why do these stupid things keep happening to you?
Oh, I guess it's because I got such a bad start in life. You know, I was an incubator baby.
An incubator baby? How much did you weigh?
11 pounds.
Dennis, if you were that big, why did they keep you in an incubator?
They were afraid to let my mother get her hands on me.
Well, what did your father have to say?
Nothing. He was hiding in there with me.
Dennis, this is all very interesting, but why don't you just sing now and save the rest of your biography for This Is Your Life?
I'd rather you got me on Strike It Rich.
All right. I'll do it sometime. Just sing.
Yes, sir. When the world seems to shine like you've had too much wine, that's amore. Bells will ring, ting-a-ling-a-ling, ting-a-ling-a-ling, and you'll sing Vita Bella. Hearts will play tippy-tippy-tay, tippy-tippy-tay, like a gay tarantella. When the stars make you drool, just like a pasta fazool, that's amore. When you dance down the street with a cloud at your feet, you're in love. When you walk in a dream, but you know you're not dreaming, signore. Scusa me, but you see, back in old Napoli, that's amore. When the stars make you through, just like a pasta fazool, that's amore. La 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 la. When you dance down the street with a cloud at your feet, you're in love. When you walk in a dream, but you know you're not dreaming, signore. Scusa me, but you see, back in old Napoli, that's amore. That's amore. Scusa me, but you see, back in old Napoli, that's amore.
That was Dennis Day singing That's Amore with the Sportsman Quartet. And fellas, if you don't mind, I'm dedicating that song to Don. You see, this is a special occasion today. It's Don Wilson's 20th anniversary with me. And in honor of this, for our feature attraction tonight, we're going to do a special sketch based on the life... Oh, excuse me. I'll get it. Hello?
Oh, Mr. Bennett, this is Rochester.
Rochester, I'm in the middle of my show. What do you want?
Well, boss, do you remember that sweet little old lady who came by here last week?
Little old lady?
You know, the one that sold you that 50-cent raffle ticket on a Cocker Spaniel.
Oh, yes. Now I remember.
Well, she's back again.
What does she want this time?
$100,000. She fell down your steps.
Rochester, she's suing me for $100,000?
Cheer up, boss. I got some good news for you, too.
What good news?
You won the dog.
Rochester, who cares about the dog? I'm being sued for $100,000. Tell me, was the woman badly hurt?
She claims she sprained her ankle.
Sprained her ankle? Well, that's no grounds for a suit like that.
That's what I told the 4 men with her.
4 men. Are they lawyers?
I think so. Their names are Habeas Corpus, Delecti, and Giesler.
Giesler? She just sprained her ankle. I didn't blacken her eye. Now, look, Rochester, don't admit anything and get in touch with my insurance man. I'm covered for things like this.
Okay.
I'll see you later. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Oh, say, boss.
Now what?
We just got a copy of Parade magazine, and your picture is on the cover.
Parade magazine? Oh, yes. And my picture's in color, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
How do my eyes look?
Green.
Green?
There's a spinach ad on the other side of the page.
A spinach ad?
When you hold it up to the light, you look like you're peeking through a head.
All right. I'll see it when I get home. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Now, where was I? Oh, yes. As I started to say, tonight, for our feature attraction, we're going to do the story of Don Wilson's life.
Oh, please, Jack. Really, this is embarrassing.
Now, don't you be so modest, Don. You deserve it.
Yeah, I'll say. After all, you took the show when it was down and you put it
It
right...
wasn't down! And anyway, Dennis, that was 20 years ago, and you were only 8 at the time. So how would you know?
I had a radio in my incubator.
Yeah, incubator. Now, come on, let's get on with it. Ladies and gentlemen, in honor of Don Wilson's 20th year on my program, we're going to present a play based on his life. The Don Wilson story, or Life Can Be Plentiful. Curtain. Music. Our story opens in Denver, Colorado, many years ago. The stork has just delivered a precious bundle to the home of Mr. and Mrs. Donald C. Wilson, Sr. The mother happily whispers to the father.
Darling, it's a boy.
And the proud father said.
Yes, aren't we lucky? The stork brought us a boy.
And the stork said.
Oh, my aching back.
As the proud parents leaned over the crib looking at their newborn son, the baby said. 3 days later, he said.
I want a roast beef sandwich.
He was developing slowly. During that first week, 3 nurses quit because they just couldn't stand giving him his bottle. It was exasperating. The gravy would slip through, but the mashed potatoes were murder. But Donald was a good boy, although his parents did have trouble getting him to sleep.
Now, come on, baby. Come on. It's time for Betty Bye. Now, baby, stop that. Baby, stop. Baby, put me down.
You better let me have him, dear.
Okay.
Now, Donald, close your little eyes, and Mommy will sing you to sleep. Rock-a-bye, baby, in the treetops. When the wind blows, the cradle will rock. If the bough breaks, the cradle will fall. Down will come Donald, Denver and all. Look, dear, He's asleep.
The years passed quickly, and Don entered college. And since his burning ambition was to become a radio announcer, he majored in elocution.
How now, brown cow? How now, brown cow?
And the cow and Don... Don was a brilliant student, and he graduated from college, magna cum laude. But the night that he was packing to leave the campus, he got an emergency call. His father had met with an accident. Don dropped everything and rushed to the hospital.
You may go in and see him now, Mr. Wilson.
Thank you, nurse.
Oh, and don't stay too long. It was quite an accident, and, well, your father's quite old now.
Yes, I keep forgetting. You know, I haven't seen him for years. Dad.
Howdy, Blubber.
Gosh, Dad, I just can't get over it.
What's that, son?
Well, I know it's been a long time since I've seen you, but I'd hardly recognize you. How come you look so different?
'Cause Bob Crosby can't play the part of an old man.
Don had made up his mind to be a radio announcer. Although Don didn't know it at the time, our paths were about to cross. I was doing a show then for the Universal Corset Company. And one day my sponsor called, so I went straight to his office.
Gee, my sponsor really has a nice building here. He certainly believes in advertising. Look at that big neon sign. The Universal Corset Company. And look at their slogan. Gather unto you what is yours. Well, I better go in. I beg your pardon, sir, but would you tell Mr. Willoughby that Jack Benny's here to see him?
Well, Mr. Willoughby's expecting you, Mr. Benny. Go right through that door.
Thank you.
Yes?
Mr. Willoughby, please.
Oh, you're Mr. Benny. Mr. Willoughby's expecting you. Go right through that door.
Thank you.
Yes?
I'm here to see Mr. Willoughby.
Oh, you're Jack Benny.
Yes.
Mr. Willoughby's expecting you. Go right through that door.
Thank you.
Yes?
Miss, I'm Jack Benny. Mr. Willoughby is expecting me.
Who's Mr. Willoughby?
Look, miss, isn't this the Universal Corset Company?
Yes?
Well, Mr. Willoughby is the president.
Oh, you mean Poopsie.
Poopsie?
Yes. Go right through that door.
Oh, well, all right. Mr. Willoughby?
Yes, surprise.
Mr. Willoughby, I'm Jack Benny.
Yeah, I know. Come right in.
Thank you. Now, Mr. Willoughby, what is it you wanted to see me about?
Well, I hate to bother an artist of your stature with trifles, but a strange thing has happened since you've been broadcasting for us.
What's that?
We've been losing money. We've been selling corsets for 15 years, and this is the first time the company is feeling the pinch.
Mr. Willoughby, just what is your complaint about my program?
I can't stand the way you read our commercials. I want you to hire an announcer.
So I started auditioning announcers. I tried voices, all kinds of voices. Deep ones, high ones, soft ones, loud ones.
All right, Bud, you're next. Read this. The Universal Corset Company presents Jack Benny. Now, the show opens, and you say...
The Universal Horse Company presents... No. That's all, folks.
I auditioned over 500 people, but I wasn't getting any place. It was then that I decided to try my luck at the famous Acme Elocution School.
A with a U is A-U, A-U. D with a U is D-U, D-U. U-D, U-D, U-A, U-A. G with a U is G-U, G-U. E with a U is E-U, E-U. A-U, E-U, G-U, D-U.
Very good, students. Very good. Now, what did you think of that, Mr. Benny?
P with a U is P-U, P-U.
What?
Oh, I'm sorry. You see, I'm a big comedian, and I couldn't resist the opportunity, but I really am looking for a radio announcer.
Well, you've come to the right place. Now, let's see. In this class, I have little Harry Von Zell, Billy Goodwin, Jimmy Wallington, and that fat one over there is Donald Wilson.
Donald Wilson. Gee, I like that name, and he looks like he might be just right for my program.
Well, certainly, Mr. Benny. I'll call him over. Oh, Donald. Donald, this is Jack Benny.
How do you do?
How with an H and an O and a U and an O and a D is a how do you do?
Now, Mr. Wilson, I'm considering you as an announcer for my program. And if you take the job, I hope everything turns out fine.
Thank you.
Now, about your salary, Mr. Wilson.
Oh, I'm so anxious to get into radio. I'll work for my 3 meals a day.
Well, I wasn't planning to go that high. Look, Mr. Wilson, money isn't everything, and you said yourself that you were anxious to get into radio.
I know, but if I'm not going to make a halfway decent salary, why should I go on a show that's down?
It's not down. How did I get in the script?
It's in there because it happens to be true.
It is not.
It is true.
It is not.
Jack, you're ruining the whole thing.
I don't care. My show was never down.
It was true.
You stay out of it.
Don't pick on him, Green Eyes.
What? That does it.
Jack, let's get back to my story, the story of my life.
I don't care about your life. I'm sick of it. I'm going home. Goodbye.
Jack!
G with an O, with an O, with a D, with a B, D, bye. Goodbye. Go try and be nice to people.
No doubt most of you fellas and gals in the service have heard of USAFI. But do you know what it means? Actually, USAFI stands for two things. First, USAFI stands for the United States Armed Forces Institute, the largest classroom in the world. But it stands for something else, too. Spell it backwards, and USAFI becomes IFASU, which means Insurance for All Servicemen Uninformed. But spelled forwards or backwards, USAFI is the key to your future success, whether you plan to follow a military or a civilian career. Enroll in a USAFI course today. See your unit I&E officer or write USAFI, Madison 3, Wisconsin. For uniform education, study with USAFI.
Hello, Rochester.
Hello, boss.
What's that?
That's the Cocker Spaniel you won in the raffle.
Oh, isn't he cute?
You better like him a lot, boss. He may wind up costing you $150,000.
Wait a minute. The woman that fell down was only suing me for $100,000. What's the $50,000 for?
You're being sued again. The dog just bit somebody.
Oh, no. Good night, folks.
The Jack Benny program is written by Sam Perrin, Milt Josephsberg, George Balzer, and John Tackerberry, and produced and transcribed by Hilliard Marks. Don Wilson speaking. Good night. This is the United States Armed Forces Radio Service.
Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Rochester, Dennis A., Bob Crosby, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight Jack Benny does another of his television programs with his guest star, Liberace. But meanwhile, I'd like to take you back to last Wednesday. After rehearsal, Bob Crosby, Dennis, and Jack dropped in at the corner drugstore for a bite to eat. Hey, fellas, our regular table over there is empty.
Yeah, come on, Dennis.
Okay.
Well, I'll get the waitress, and we'll order. Oh, Miss?
What do you want, Mac?
We'd like to place our order.
Okay, here's the menu.
Thanks. Now, let's see. I don't know what I want. I think I'll have the hash.
The hash?
That's right.
Okay. One order of leftovers for a gambler.
Never mind, waitress. Cancel the order.
Throw it back in the pail.
Gee, I don't know what to have.
Hurry up, Mac. I ain't got all day.
Now, don't rush me. What kind of a looking table is this, anyway? There's a half-lit cigarette in the ashtray, there are fingerprints all over the plate, and there's lipstick on my water glass.
What are you, a customer or a Boston Blackie?
Now, look, I don't want any of your sarcasm. Just bring me a ham sandwich and a cup of coffee.
Okay.
Say, I'll have the same and a glass of orange juice, and make sure that it's Minute Maid.
Why does it have to be Minute Maid orange juice?
Well, I'm helping out a relative who's not doing too well.
Well, what do you know? All right, Dennis, what are you going to have?
Well, let's see. I'll have the chopped liver, the matzo ball soup, and the gefilte fish.
Okay. One Pat O'Brien special.
Dennis, what are you going to have to drink?
Oh, I'll have a Charlton malt milk with 5 eggs in it.
5? Dennis, how come you want so many eggs?
I know a hen that's not doing too well.
Miss, just get our order.
Okay.
Say, Jack, are you going up to Pebble Beach and playing my brother Bing's pro amateur golf tournament?
Oh, I may, Bob, if my game keeps improving. I've been doing pretty well lately.
I think golf's a silly game.
Oh, you do, Dennis? Well, let me ask you something. If it's such a silly game, why are people like Ben Hogan, Sammy Sneed, Lloyd Mangrum, and Fred Wampler playing it?
Because they can't sing.
Well, I'll show you how ridiculous that is, Dennis. Bing Crosby is a good golfer, and he's one of the greatest singers in the country.
Then how come he has to sell orange juice?
Oh, be quiet. I don't know why I get into these conversations, but with you before I eat.
Here's your grub, fellas.
Thanks.
And the boss sent this over with a compliment to the house.
Gee, a new bottle of ketchup. Isn't that nice?
Do you want anything else?
No, that'll be all, miss.
Okay.
See, she's a charming girl. I wonder how she'd look in an ermine bathing suit.
Hey, fellas, why don't we have some music while we eat? There's a jukebox right over there.
Oh, swell. Anybody got change for a quarter?
Well, I have.
Good. Go put a nickel in.
Now, wait a minute. How about you putting a nickel in for a change?
Well...
Go ahead, Mr. Benny. Put a nickel in.
But everyone in the store will hear the record, won't they?
Well, so what?
Well, that doesn't seem fair. Why should I put in a nickel? A whole bunch of total strangers can listen.
What's the difference, Jack? Go ahead. Be a sport.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, here's the Bell Sisters' latest record. See, there are 2 of them. Wait a minute. Here's one by the Ink Spots. That's a trio. Boy, look at this. The Fred Waring Choir. Now, there's a buy.
Say, Mr. Benny, one of my records is on it.
Yeah, Jack, play that.
A solo? Well, okay, here goes.
We were waltzing together to a dreamy melody when they called out, "Change partners," and you waltzed away from me. Now my arms feel so empty as I gaze around the floor, and I'll keep on changing partners till I hold you once more. So we danced for one moment, and too soon we had to part. In that wonderful moment, something happened to my heart. So I'll keep changing partners till you're in my arms, and then, oh, my darling, I will never change partners again. In that wonderful moment, something happened to my heart. So I'll keep changing partners till you're in my arms, and then, oh, my darling, I will never change partners
That's a swell record, Dennis. You'll have to do it on the show sometime.
Yeah. Well, let's get out of here, huh?
Okay. Who gets the check this time?
It's your turn.
Oh, yes. Miss, I'll take the check.
Here you are. Well, pick it up. It ain't radioactive.
Look, don't be funny. Here, you can keep the change.
Telephone call for Jack Benny. Telephone call for Jack Benny.
Oh, excuse me, fellas.
It's in the second booth.
Oh, thank you. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Benny. This is Rochester.
Rochester, how'd you know I was here at the drugstore?
I called CBS. They told me you were out to lunch, and I had a hunch it wasn't Romano.
What'd you call me for, Rochester?
I thought I'd better. You had a phone call from Mr. Liberace.
Oh, yes. He's going to be a guest on my television program. What did Liberace want?
Well, he said he knew it was highly irregular, and he doesn't want all his salary in advance, but would you be able to give him $100 of it immediately?
$100? I guess so, if it's urgent. What does he need the money for?
Toothpaste.
Okay, I'll give it to him. And Rochester, when he plays the piano on my TV show, I'm going to play my violin. So you better get it ready.
I did, boss. I took it out of the case, and one of the strings is broken.
Well, I have to pass the music store, so I'll pick up the string myself.
And that ain't all that's wrong with your violin.
What else?
It's full of termites.
Termites in my violin? That's awful. How can I get rid of them?
Play it! Play it!
Never mind. I'll think of something. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Oh, say, boys.
Now what?
There were a couple of other messages. Your dentist and your barber called.
What'd they say?
They're both ready. You can pick them up.
Okay. I'll see you when I get home. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Yeah, I'm sorry it took so long, fellas. Well, I'm going on to Beverly Hills. Anybody want to lift?
Not me, Jack. Really, I think I ought to go back to the studio and run over a couple of numbers with the orchestra.
Say, I want to go to Beverly Hills, too. Can I ride with you?
Sure, Dennis. Let's go. My car's across the street. It's a little cool out today, isn't it, Dennis?
Yeah. Say, Mr. Benny, can't we go a little bit faster?
What do you mean faster? We're in Beverly Hills already. We've made every light.
That one on La Brea changed 3 times before we got through it.
Well, that's a wide street. We made good time.
Well, if you don't mind, I'll get off here.
Okay.
I'll see you later. I got to get home.
Wait a minute, Dennis. If you want to go home, why'd you come all the way out here to Beverly Hills? You live in the opposite direction.
I know, but this way I get a longer ride on the bus.
But, Dennis...
Goodbye, Mr. Benny.
I can't understand Dennis. That kid drives me nuts. Maybe I ought to hire a singer who's a little more sensible. Then if he had more sense, he'd want more money. That would drive me nuts, too. Yeah, I'm better off the way I am. Well, there's the music store. Oh, here's a parking place. Gee, I'm lucky. Here's one, too. Yeah, I wonder if I can get in that space there. I'll have to back in. What? Hey, why don't you watch where you're going? It's reckless drivers like you who are a menace.
Don't holler at me. It was your fault.
My fault?
Well, it must have been. I was parked.
What?
You're the one who got chummy. I ought to have you arrested.
Oh, well, now, don't make a federal case out of it.
Look at the way you scratched my car.
What are you complaining about? You put a dent in my fender.
How can you tell?
Oh, a smart aleck, eh? Well, for your information, I've never had an accident. I've been driving this car for 25 years.
You bought it secondhand, huh?
What?
The dealer's name is still on it. Honest Geronimo.
Well, I'm not going to stay here and argue with you. I got things to do. Uh-oh. I forgot to put some money in the parking meter. The meter says expired. Let's see, I get 12 minutes for a penny. It'll take me about 3 minutes to walk to the store. Or 3 minutes back. That's 6 minutes. 5 minutes to get waited on. That's 11. The store may be crowded, so I better allow for another 5 minutes. That'll be 16 minutes. Well, there's no use rushing. I'll put in 2 pennies. Well, I got my violin string. I'm sure glad it was the A string that broke. I'm always so embarrassed when I have to go into a store and ask for a G string. Look at that headline of the newspaper. Entire East covered by heavy blizzard. Yeah, I feel sorry for the people back in New York. They have 10 inches of snow. Here in Los Angeles, all we had was some rain, sleet, hail, thunder, lightning, and an earthquake. All in 15 minutes, too. I don't want a ricochet romance. I don't want a ricochet romance. I don't want a ricochet romance. See, look what's playing here at the Warner's Theater. The Eddie Cantor story. I hear it's a swell picture. It opened Christmas Day, and it's still playing here. Sometime this week, I'm going to come down there.
Jack!
Huh? Oh, Don! Now, what are you doing here?
Well, the sportsman and I just came out of the theater. We saw the Eddie Cantor story.
Oh, hello, fellas. How'd you like the picture, Don?
Really wonderful, Jack. Wonderful. In fact, I liked it so much that on the way out of the theater, I stopped and congratulated Cantor.
Eddie Cantor? Is he in there watching the picture now?
He's been there since Christmas.
Well, what do you know?
I must tell you, Jack, I'm certainly glad I went in to see the picture because it gave me an idea for a musical number the quartet can do on the program.
Which one, Don?
Sing it, fellas!
Wait a minute, Don. How can they sing out here in front of the theater without any musical accompaniment?
Well, now, don't worry about that, Jack. Don't worry. That number comes in the picture in exactly 4 seconds.
What?
1, 2,
Don.
3,
but Don, out on
4.
The street.
There it goes.
But Don, out on the street. I don't want him singing out on the street here.
Like I know
it's embarrassing.
Oh, what a girl. Your son's so classy. Yes, this fair lassie. Oh, my goodness, what a Cassie. We went riding. She didn't walk. Back from Yonkers.
I'm the one that had to walk.
If you knew Susie like I know Susie. Oh, what a girl.
If you knew Lucky like we know Lucky.
Oh, what a smoke.
Like our friend Eddie, you smoke 'em steady.
Oh, past those Luckies we are ready. They taste better, really they do. Fresh and smoother, Luckies are the smoke for you. They even please Susie, and she's real choosy. Oh, what a smoke.
They're made much better, tear and compare.
So much cleaner, nothing beats them anywhere. To pop and Lucky, enjoy your Lucky. Oh, what a smoke.
Glad I got away from Don and that quartet. Imagine them singing out on the street like that. I didn't mind them doing Eddie Cantor's song, but Don looked so silly hopping around clapping his hands. Well, here's my car. I might have... Hey, what's that on... Oh, for heaven's sake, a parking ticket. This is ridiculous. I haven't been gone over 12 minutes. The meter says expired, but there must be something wrong with it. Well, they're not going to get away with it. I'm going to call the Beverly Hills Police Department and find out about this. I'll go in this drugstore. Where's the phone booth? I wonder what the number is. I'll call information.
Information.
Say, miss, I want the number of the police department.
The Los Angeles Police Department is Michigan 5211.
No, miss. I want the Beverly Hills Police Department.
I'm sorry, that's an unlisted number.
Well, thank you anyway. Well, if I can't get them on the phone, I'll go over there. Well, here it is. The Beverly Hills Police Station. What a swanky place. See, marble staircase, stained glass windows. Look what it says on the door. Booking department. Fingerprints by appointment only. Well, here's the traffic bureau. Miss, I'd like
Sit down, please.
Thank you. Miss, I'd like
You want to complain about a traffic ticket. Now, before we go any farther, let me get your record out. What's your name?
Jack Benny.
Benny. Oh, here it is, Jack Benny. Say, we haven't gotten anything out of you for a long time. The last entry was 25 years ago.
25 years ago?
Yes. You were charged with assault and battery by Honest Geronimo.
All right.
Now, let's see. I'll bring this card up to date.
Yeah.
At that time, you lived at 366 North Camden Drive.
It's still the same address.
I see. And your occupation was listed as comedian.
It's still the same.
Mm-hmm. And your weight was 160 pounds.
It's still the same.
And your age was...
Still the same.
Now, let's see. Color of eyes. Oh, yes, they're still blue, aren't they?
Well, frankly, I've never noticed. Now, look, miss.
One moment, please. Hello? Yes, Chief. Yes, that man was in and he paid his fine. Yes, that's right, $50, and he said it would never happen again. Goodbye.
A $50 fine? What was it for?
Driving through Beverly Hills with the top down.
Well, what's so terrible about going through Beverly Hills with the top down?
He was driving a garbage truck.
Now, miss, about this ticket of mine. Now, I happen to know that the meter where I was parked was definitely fast. And I don't think it's
now,
fair.
Now, look, mister, I can't settle this. If you want to see the judge, that's up to you.
Well, I do.
Well, then you'll have to wait in the next room with everybody else.
All right. See, what a bunch of characters. I better sit down and... Hey, there's Rimley. Oh, Frankie! Frank! What's the matter with me? It's only his picture on the wall. Well, I might as well sit down. Pardon me, sir. Would you mind if I sit next to you?
Not at all. In fact, I'd appreciate it.
Appreciate it? Why?
I'm a pickpocket.
A pickpocket?
Oh, you got nothing to worry about. You ought to pin it to your underwear type if I ever saw one. Tell me, chum, what did they nab you for?
I was over parking.
Oh. Well, you like Judge Bailey. I was up before him last month for sentencing.
What'd you get?
30 days, his watch, his gavel, and a pocket edition of the Kinsey Report.
You mean you spent 30 days in the Beverly Hills jail?
Oh, yeah. They had me in solitary.
That must have been pretty tough.
You said it. Nothing but bread and champagne.
Champagne?
Domestic.
Oh, that's awful.
Mr. Benny, Mr. Jack Benny.
Yes, miss.
You're next. Right this way to Judge Bailey's chambers.
Okay.
Good luck.
Thanks.
He keeps his wallet in the left hand.
I don't care. Your Honor, I ordinarily don't make trouble, but I'd like to protect...
Well, it's you again.
You? You're the judge?
Who do you think I am in this black robe? Mandrake the magician?
What?
When you said don't make a federal case out of it, you were talking to the man who could.
But, Your Honor...
Quiet. I'm ready to pass sentence. That'll be $52.
$52? Wait a minute, it's only $2 for a parking ticket. What's the extra $50?
You had your top down.
What's that got to do with it?
You mean that thing isn't a garbage truck?
Garbage truck? Now, wait a minute, Your Honor. I'm a citizen of Beverly Hills. I've lived here for 25 years. I'm a taxpayer, and I know my rights. I'm not going to pay any $52, and you try to find me that much, I'm going to take it up with... I will be back in a minute to tell you about my television show, which goes on immediately after the program on the CBS network with my guest star, Liberace. Ladies and gentlemen, as I mentioned before, tonight I'm going to have Liberace on my television show. And we're going to try to get him to play the piano. And he's going to try to get me to play the violin. This is going to be one of the most trying programs you've ever watched. But watch it anyway. Good night, folks.
The Jack Benny Show tonight was written by Milt Josephsberg, John Tackerberry, Hal Goldman, Al Gordon, and produced and transcribed by Hilliard Mark. The Jack Benny program is brought to you by Lucky Strike, product of the American Tobacco Company, America's leading manufacturer of cigarettes.
And now, Around the World, the Jack Benny program. Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Rochester, Dennis Day, Bob Crosby, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, many times in the past I've opened this program by taking you out to Jack Benny's house in Beverly Hills. But tonight, just for a change, let's all go out to Mr. and Mrs. Bob Crosby's house on the edge of Beverly Hills.
Many times I have wanted your kiss. Many times.
Oh, Bob.
Yes, June?
You've been in the den here for an hour. What are you doing?
Well, just rehearsing some songs, dear. I'm thinking of making another personal appearance.
Personal appearance? Where?
Las Vegas.
Oh, Bob, I wish you wouldn't. You remember what happened last time we were up there. You gambled every night and lost quite heavily.
Oh, I know.
Well, don't do it again. I miss the baby. Really, Bob, I'm serious. I wish you wouldn't play another personal appearance.
Well, why not, dear?
Well, you're so busy. You're on Mr. Benny's show every week. You play benefits. You make records. And you have your own TV show 5 days a week. You're never home anymore.
Oh, June, you're exaggerating.
Oh, Mother.
Yes, dear?
Can I go to the park and play ball?
Certainly.
Okay, I'll be back in time for dinner. Say, Mom.
Yes, dear?
Who's this guy, the plumber?
He's your father.
Well, certainly I'm your father. Don't you recognize me, Chris?
I'm Steve.
You run along, Steve, and be home in time for dinner.
I will. Goodbye, Mother. Goodbye, Dad.
Goodbye. Now she's growing. Honey, I could have sworn he was Chris. Gosh, you know, June, I've been thinking about what you said, though, and I think I'm going to forget about personal appearances and spend more time at home.
Oh, Bob, I wish you would.
I will, and not only that, I think, why don't we have a dinner party here at home like we used to?
Oh, that would be wonderful. How about next Saturday night?
That's fine. I'll invite all the boys in my band and their wives, and you know what, June? I think we ought to invite Jack Benny, too.
You do?
Why, certainly.
Oh, but Bob, he's such an important man, and he's so busy. You can't call and invite him to dinner on such short notice.
Well, I'm going to try anyway.
Bob, I think you're making a big mistake.
Now, don't you worry, June. I've got an idea. Look, we'll change the date of our dinner to fit Jack's convenience.
Hello?
Hello, Jack. This is Bob Crosby.
Oh, hello, Bob.
Say, Jack, June and I would like to invite you to our house for dinner, and, well, when would it be possible for you to come?
Oh, 7 o'clock, 7:15. 7:30. In fact, I can be over right now.
Well, we weren't thinking of tonight. We were thinking of some night this week. Which would be the most convenient?
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday.
Well, you skipped Thursday.
Oh, I babysit that night.
Oh.
I used to do it for you, but you lost your kid in Las Vegas.
I know. But, Jack, how about coming over for dinner Saturday night?
Oh, fine, Bob. Fine. Staying after dinner, we can have some fun. Play gin or Scrabble.
Oh, no, thank you, Jack. I'll never play Scrabble with you again after last Sunday's game. You're too tricky for me. I don't know how in the world you do it.
Do what?
Well, there are only 2 Y's in the game, and yet you made the word money 11 times.
Well, all right. We'll play something else. So long. See you Saturday.
So long, Jack.
Goodbye, Bob. Gee, it was nice of Bob to invite me over to his house for dinner. He's always doing things like that. Having people over for dinner, taking them out to nightclubs, having parties. He's so generous. He ought to see a psychiatrist. Well, when Rochester comes home for shopping, I better tell him I won't be home for dinner Saturday night. He's been at that market a long time. Coming. Oh, hello, Dennis.
Hello, Mr. Benny.
Come on in.
Thanks.
I wasn't expecting you today, Dennis. Anything wrong?
No, I just wanted to ask you a favor. Could you lend me $10?
$10? Yes, I guess so. What do you want it for?
I want to get myself tattooed.
Tattooed? Why?
Well, I was in the Navy during the war, and yet nobody will believe I was a sailor.
Well, what are you going to have tattooed on you?
My uniform.
Well, that's about the silk. Look, kid, if you want something tattooed on you to show that you were in the Navy, why don't you have a life preserver or an anchor? Or wait a minute, how about the battleship Missouri?
No, my mother has that.
Your mother has a battleship tattooed on her?
When she wears a corset, it looks like it's sinking.
Say, wait a minute, kid, I've got a good idea. Why don't you do what I did when I was in the Navy? Have the American flag put on your arm.
Gee, I didn't know you had the American flag on you.
Yeah, I had it done the first day I joined the Navy. Wait, I'll roll up my sleeve and show it to you. See?
Gee, only 13 stars.
Yes, Dennis, only 13 stars, but not for the reason you think. I made the man stop because he was hurting me.
Then why did he put them in a circle?
Dennis, I don't want to get into any more discussions with you. Now, I'll make you a proposition.
Yeah, what?
If I lend you the $10, will you let me hear the song you're going to do on next Sunday's program and leave immediately?
Yes, sir.
Okay, here's the $10. What song are you going to sing?
My brand new RCA Victor recording of Hey Brother, Pour the Wine.
Okay, let's hear it.
Here we sit enjoying the shade.
Hey, brother, pour the wine.
Drink the drink that I have made.
Hey, brother, pour the wine.
Tell you why the day is sunny. I'm in love with lips of honey. Wait till you see the way she walks.
Hey, brother, pour the wine. La 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 la.
She is coming here to stay.
Hey, brother, pour the wine.
I have waited for this day.
Hey, brother, pour the wine.
She writes of love in every letter. Others have tried, but I will get her. Wait till you see the way she walks.
Hey, brother, pour the wine.
What is life? What is spring? What are all the stars that shine? Love, my friend, is everything, and love will soon be mine. Pour it as quickly as you can.
Hey, brother, pour the wine.
Pour it quickly once again.
Hey, brother, pour the wine.
She's here at last, my one and only. Goodbye, friend, don't be lonely. Wait till you see the way she walks.
Hey, brother, pour the wine. La 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 la.
Blink your eyes and love has passed. Hey, brother, pour the wine. Hers was never meant to last. Hey, brother, pour the wine. She introduce me to another. No, my friends, he's not her brother. I will miss the way she walks.
Hey, brother, pour the wine.
Pour it as quickly as you can.
Hey, brother, pour the wine.
Pour it quickly once again.
Hey, brother, pour the wine. Pour the wine. Pour the wine. Hey, brother, pour the wine.
That's a wonderful song you recorded. Should sound swell on the program.
Oh,
now
thanks.
go get yourself tattooed.
Okay, Mr. Benny. You know what I think I'll do? I'll have them
Dennis,
tattoo.
look, you promised me if I lent you the $10, you wouldn't say anything. You just go.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then go.
All right. Goodbye.
Bye. You know what? Dennis gets sillier and sillier every day. I don't know how I stood him all these years. But it's my own fault. I should have known when I first saw him there was something wrong with him. What other man wears a size 3 hat? I don't know, sometimes I think...
Mr. Benny, I'm back from the market.
Good.
I'm in the kitchen putting the things away.
I'll come in and help you. Hey, what took you so long, Rochester?
Well, I had a lot of things to do. You know, I took all the hamburger out of the freezer, sold it, and bought 36 quarts of milk.
Why'd you do that?
Beef went up, milk went down. I'm playing the market.
Say, Rochester, what's this?
A head of lettuce.
How can this be lettuce? It's pure white.
The fad is over. They're taking chlorophyll out of everything.
Oh.
By the way, Mr. Benny, are you going out tonight?
No, I think I'll stay home and practice my violin.
Your violin? Oh, boss, calm now.
All right. I'll wait till you get out of the house. Meanwhile, I'm going in the den and read for a while.
Okay.
Gee, I haven't read a book in a long time. Let's see what's here. Vaudeville by Joe Laurie, Jr. Look Who's Abroad Now by Earl Wilson. Did you hear the book I haven't read? 100 Famous Poems. See, I haven't read poetry in a long time. I think I'll read this. Let's see. Gee, they have some wonderful poems in this book. Charge of the Light Brigade, the Owasso, the Wreck of the Hesperus, Gunga Din. There was an old lady from... Whoops, somebody pencil that in. Oh, here's one of my favorite poems. I haven't read it in years. The Shooting of Dan McGrew. I think I'll read that. The Shooting of Dan McGrew by Robert W. Service.
Boys were whooping it up in the Malamute Saloon. The kid that handles the music box was hitting a jag-time tune.
Hey, bartender. Bartender.
Yeah?
I want a drink of whiskey.
Okay, how much whiskey do you want?
About 3 fingers.
Here you are.
Give me another drink.
How much this time?
Oh, about 4 fingers.
Okay. There you are. 4 fingers of whiskey. You know, mister, you're the first man I ever saw drink out of a glove.
I always do. I'm the only man in Alaska that got a hangnail with a hangover. Doggone, I've been trapped in this saloon for 8 days by that darn blizzard.
How much longer do you think it'll last?
I don't know.
Well, I'm going to take a look outside and see how the weather is.
How is it outside?
Cloudy. Look, bartender, being stuck in a place like this for 8 days can drive a guy nuts. I gotta have a little excitement. Tell you what, I'll bet you $5 I can shoot those 3 glasses off the top shelf in 3 shots.
$5 says you can't.
It's a bet. Stand back, everybody. There's 1. There's 2.
You lost.
No, I didn't.
I've got $20 more that says you did.
It's a bet. That slow bullet has made me a fortune. Well, I think I'll get going. Where's my partner? Hey, Wilson. Wilson.
Here I am.
Come on, we're going up north to find gold. Gold, do you hear me? Gold.
Just a minute, partner. Don't risk your life out there in these icy wastes looking for gold. What is gold? Can't eat it. Can you drink it? Gold's only money. The money will only bring you unhappiness, misery, and sorrow.
Would you mind repeating that?
Money will only bring you unhappiness, misery, and sorrow.
This boy is not only fat, but he's stupid. Now, come on, let's get the dogs ready and the sled. We're going.
Were you ever out in the great alone when the moon was awful clear and the icy mountains hemmed you in with a silence you could hear, with only the howl of a timber wolf, and you camped there in the cold, a half-dead thing in a stark dead world, clean mad for the muck called gold?
We're going mighty slow, Wilson, and it's all your fault. I took you on as a partner because I was a greenhorn. You told me you knew everything about the Yukon. You told me you knew how to handle these dog teams and sleds.
Of course I do. What makes you think I don't?
Well, I have a feeling the dogs should be pulling the sleds and we should be riding. I'm sure of it. And that cocker spaniel with the whip is murder. That dog yells mush at me once more, there's going to be trouble.
Gee, I can't stand this no more. 3 weeks we've been traveling through these frozen wastes. I
Hey,
wish
look,
I
wait a
was...
minute. Comes a man. An Eskimo.
Oh, yeah. I'll go and talk to him.
Won't do any good. These Eskimos don't talk any English.
I know, but I talk Eskimo. I'll say hello to him. Hey, compare!
That's Eskimo?
Look, he's coming toward us. And he's carrying food.
Yeah, maybe he'll give us some blubber. I mean, maybe he'll give us some blubber. Hey, he wants to talk to us.
Oogie oogie, wah wah, magahoo, magahi.
What'd he say? What'd he say?
He says his name is the Mighty Hunter, and he's chief of an Eskimo tribe.
Oh. Ask him if he'll be our guide and lead us to the goal.
Mugla Mugliuka Takara Iglu. Marabu Ugi Gloob Nagikuch Tiga.
Three of my riders must come from Bispo Beach.
Nuggy nuggy talking.
He says he can't be our guide. He's got something else to do.
Ask him what?
Ugi Tula Nagarari?
Takalugi mugi papoose nunga wawa.
What'd he say?
He's got to go to Las Vegas and pick up his kid.
on by ourselves. Goodbye, Eskimo.
Goodbye, and don't forget dinner Saturday night.
Ow! Come on, let's go. I'm pulling it! I'm pulling it! Wait a minute, Wilson. Look. Look at the side of that mountain. We found it. A vein of pure gold. Do you hear me, Wilson? Look at it. Pure gold. Oh, boy, am I unhappy, miserable, and sorry. Come on, Wilson. Let's dig that gold and go back to the saloon.
Back of the bar in a solo game sat dangerous Dan McGrew. Watching his luck with his light of love, the lady that's known as Lou. But out of the night, which was 50 below, and into the din and glare, there stumbled a miner fresh from the creeks, dog dirty and loaded for bed.
Okay, bartender. I struck it rich. Set up drinks for everybody.
Does that include me, handsome?
Sure does, Lou. I came right back here after finding the gold just to see you.
Well, the minute I heard you was coming, I hurried home and got into this new dress.
You must have been in a hurry. You didn't get all the way into it. But, Lou, I got presents for you now that I'm rich. I got diamonds and ermine furs, a 54 convertible, a platinum 9, jewels, and a yacht for you.
Oh, darling.
Just call me Santa Baby.
Oh, you're so wonderful. Come here, honey. Kiss me.
Well, after that kiss, I won't need my dogs or my sled anymore.
Why not?
There ain't no more snow between here and the North Pole. Give me another kiss, Lou.
Sure, honey. Oh, wait a minute. Be careful. Here comes Dangerous Dan McGrew.
Lou, come here a minute.
Yes, Dan?
Didn't I see you kissing this stranger a minute ago?
Yes, you did. Hey, he sounds dangerous. What about it?
You know what I do to guys I catch kissing my gal?
What?
I cut off their heads and hang them up by their hair.
Oh.
I'll have to think of something different for you.
Oh, I ain't scared. Now listen to me, Dan McGrew. Lou is my gal, and I'm taking her with me.
Oh, no, you're not. Draw your gun.
Don't fight, boys, please.
Get out of the way, Lou. I'm ready, Dan.
Then I reached for my rod, and the lights went out, and 2 guns blazed in the dark. Then a woman screamed, and the lights went up, and 2 men lay stiff and stark.
Bye, Steph.
So long, Stark.
Fixed on his head, and pumped full of lead, was Dangerous Dan McGrew, while the man from the creeks lay clutched in the arms of the lady that's known as Lou.
Jack will be back in just a minute, but first, I'd like to say a few words to you servicemen and women who are bed patients in Army, Navy, or Air Force hospitals. There's a good way and a profitable one you can spend your time while you're recuperating, and that's by enrolling for a USAFI course. Not only can you take one of more than 340 courses offered by USAFI, but the Institute has also prepared a list of some 40 educational manuals covering a variety of subjects, from the mechanics of English and a study of our American government to the management of a poultry farm and the running of a variety store. You'll find any one of the 40 microfilms interesting and of great value to your future. Contact the officer in charge for information or write USAFI, Madison 3, Wisconsin. For a uniform education, study with USAFI.
We're a little late, so good night, folks.
This is the United States Armed Forces Radio Service. And now, Around the World, the Jack Benny program. Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Rochester, Dennis A. Bob Crosby, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, last night was a big night in Hollywood. The occasion was a special showing of Sam Goldwyn's Academy Award-winning classic, The Best Years of Our Lives, which is currently being reissued. Naturally, all the important stars in Hollywood received invitations to attend this gala affair. And while all this was going on, where was our little star?
Rochester, hand me my pajamas. I'm going to bed. Just turn out the light and I'll go to sleep.
Don't you want me to read to you like I always do?
Well, yes. Pick up one of those trade papers, either the Variety or the Reporter or the Wall Street Journal.
Okay. I'll read Variety.
Okay.
Now, let's see. Say, boss, look what it says.
What?
Tonight at the Academy Theater, there will be a special showing of Sam Goldwyn's Best Years of Our Lives.
I know. It's a reissue. I know.
It says all the big stars in Hollywood have been invited to attend.
Yes, I know.
Didn't they mail you an invitation?
Well, frankly, I don't know whether they did or not. Anyway, who wants to go to those special Hollywood showings? You always see the same people. Lauren Bacall will be there with Humphrey Bogart. June Allison will be there with Dick Powell. Zsa Zsa Gabor will be there with Jerry Giesler. Yeah, I'm glad I'm not going. But, gee, I've known Sam Goldwyn so long, I can't understand why he didn't invite me.
Yeah, he can't have anything against you. You never made a picture for him.
Yeah, but let me tell you something. If I got a phone call right now inviting me, I wouldn't even... I'll get it. Hello?
Is this Sam's Meat Market?
No, it isn't.
Who was it, boss?
Some guy wanted Sam's Meat Market.
Sam's Meat Market? That's the new place down on the corner. They're having a big opening tonight.
They are?
Didn't you get an invitation to that either?
I wouldn't go if I did. Rochester, I'm going to bed, so turn out the light. I got it. Hello?
Hello, Jack. This is Mary.
Oh, hello, Mary.
I'm glad I caught you. I thought maybe you'd already left to see the special showing of Best Years of Our Lives.
No, Mary, I was supposed to go, but I don't know. When you've been a star as long as I have, you don't get excited about those things.
Gee, and I thought we could go together.
No, Mary, I'm ready for bed.
Oh, that's too bad. I have 2 tickets.
What? What? What'd you say, Mary? What'd you say?
I said I got 2 tickets to the picture.
Mary, just because you got invited, you don't have to be so nervous about it. Look, I was ready for bed, but I wouldn't let you down. So while I get dressed, you jump in the cab and pick me up in 10 minutes.
Okay, Jack. I may be a few minutes late. I want to stop off at the florist and get a corsage.
Oh, good, good. While you're there, get one for yourself, too. I mean, come over as soon as you can. Goodbye. Hey, Rochester. Rochester, I'm going to the opening.
I knew Sam wouldn't let you down.
Not the meat market. Stop jabbering and help me dress.
Hello, Jack. The door was open, so I came right in.
Oh, hello, Bob.
You going somewhere?
Oh, yeah, I promised Mary I'd take her to a special showing of the best years of our lives. Now, pardon me while I get dressed.
Well, I'll help you, Jack. While you're putting on your shirt, I'll button your shoes.
Thanks. Oh, Rochester, hand me my wing collar, will you, please?
Yes, sir. Uh-oh.
What's the matter?
You wear a size 15.5 collar, and this is only a size 14.
Oh, that's all right. We can make it work. Put it on.
Okay. Here's the collar button. Now, hold still. Boy, this collar's really stiff. Just a minute now. There. I got it. How's that, boss?
I guess it's all right, but it's so tight I can hardly... Oh, darn it. It slipped off the collar button. Try it again, Rochester.
Boss, this collar's pretty tight for you.
Well, pull it harder.
I'm getting it. Hold still. There.
Gosh, this collar's so tight I can hardly breathe. Bob, how do I look?
Like Herbert Hoover with a sunburn.
Don't be so funny. All I have to do is snap on this bow tie, and I'll be on my... Darn it, there it goes again. Rochester, where's my bow tie?
It went out the window and headed for Capistrano.
Well, get me another one.
Say, Jack, do you mind if I turn on the radio while you're getting dressed?
No, go ahead, Bob. Let's see. I think I better get a fresh handkerchief. Hey, that's a pretty catchy tune there.
Yeah. Funny coincidence, Jack, but I just did this song on my TV show this afternoon.
Gee, it's a shame I missed it. I'd like to have heard it.
Well, I can sing it for you right now.
Okay, go ahead, Bob.
Heart of my heart, I love that melody. Heart of my heart brings back a memory. When we were kids on the corner of the street,
we were rough and ready guys, but oh, how we could harmonize. Remember,
heart of my heart, meant friends were dear then. Too bad we had to part. I know a tear would glisten if once more I could listen
to that gang that sang Heart of My Heart. Heart of my heart, I love that melody. Heart of my heart brings back a memory.
When we were kids on the corner of the street,
we were rough and ready guys, but oh, how we could harmonize. Remember,
heart of my heart, meant friends were dear then. Too bad we had to part. I know a tear would glisten if once more I could listen
to that gang that sang Heart of My Heart, Heart of My Heart, and to that gang that sang Heart of My Heart, Heart of My
That was a nice song, Bob.
Well, gosh, thank you, Jack. I think I better be running along.
Well, so long.
Oh, by the way, Jack, if you're not going anyplace else after the show, why don't you take Mary down to the Stenogrill where Frankie Remley's band is?
No, I think I'll be too tired.
Oh, well, I'll be going over there tonight, and we might have a lot of laughs. I'll bet that Mary would enjoy it.
Probably, Bob, but she ought to get to bed early, too. After all, we have a rehearsal tomorrow and a hard day ahead of us, and we all ought to get a good night's sleep.
Well, okay, but... Well, the only reason I mentioned it is because the manager of the Roosevelt Hotel called me, and he said that since Frank Remley works on your program, he'd like to have us all as his guests.
Oh. Well, make sure you get us a ringside table. I'll see you later. Hey, that must be Mary. Coming, Mary. See you later, Bob. Hey, this must be the theater. The Best Years of Our Lives, starring Frederick March, Myrna Loy, Dana Andrews, and Teresa Wright. Look at all the lights.
There you are, folks, the Academy Theater.
Come on, Mary. How much is that, driver?
$1.60.
Oh, darn it.
Jack, what happened?
Nothing. Here you are, driver. Keep the change.
Thanks.
Jack, fix your collar.
I'm trying to, but darn it, I've lost my bow tie.
No, you haven't. They've got the searchlight on. It'll be down in a minute.
Oh, yeah, here it comes. There, I got it. Now, wait till I fix my collar. There, come on, Mary, let's go in. Gosh, look, all of us big stars are here. Come on, hurry.
Hold your own invitations, please. You spectators stand back. Let them in.
How do you do, Mr. Gable? Good evening, Mr. Taylor. How do you do, Miss Colbert? How do you do, Mr. Stewart? How do you do, Miss Livingston?
I told you spectators to stand back.
I'm with her! Oh, well then, go right in, mister.
Mister. Doesn't even know I'm Jack Benny.
Well, don't tell him, and he'll have something to look forward to.
What?
Come on, Jack. Hurry. The lights are starting to dim.
Okay. Hey, Mary, here are two, right in this row. A little more than halfway in. 2 seats there. Follow me. Pardon me.
Pardon me.
Pardon me.
Pardon me.
Pardon me. Pardon me. Pardon me. Pardon me.
Pardon me.
Pardon me. Pardon me. Pardon me. Pardon me. Oh, darn it, there's only one seat. We'll have to go back. Pardon me. Pardon me.
Pardon me. Pardon me.
Pardon me. Pardon me. Pardon me. Pardon me.
Pardon me. Pardon me.
Pardon me. Pardon me. Pardon me. Pardon me.
Jack, come back. You went out the exit.
Oh, yes. Here we are, Mary. Here are 2 seats on the aisle.
Good, and we're just in time. The picture's just about to begin. Gee, that was a wonderful picture.
Yeah, but what a crowd. Hurry, Mary, or we'll never get out of the lobby.
All right. Gosh, I really enjoyed that picture, Jack. And what a wonderful cast.
I agree with you. Only I couldn't exactly accept Frederick March's conception of the husband. I personally would have done it differently.
Jack, look. There's Sam Goldwyn coming towards us.
Where? Oh, yes.
Hello, Mr. Goldwyn.
Hello, Mary.
Gee, it's nice seeing you.
Thanks. Hello, Jack.
Hello.
You know, Mr. Goldwyn, I was absolutely
thrilled with that picture. I thought it was just wonderful.
Well, thanks, Mary. What did you think about it, Jack?
Oh, I thought it was fine, excellent, but I was just telling Mary that the part that Frederick March played was almost a natural for me.
Jack!
It's funny you should mention it, Jack. You know, when I first was casting the picture, I thought about you for that role.
You did?
Yes, but then I realized the past called for someone older than 39.
Well, for heaven's sakes, then why didn't you call me? You know what a liar I am. After all, the picture was made 7 years ago. I was older then. I mean, younger. I'm all mixed up.
Well, Jack, I'll keep you in mind for my future pictures.
Well, thank you, Mr. Goldwyn. Remember, I'm quite versatile. I'm not just a comedian. You see, I'm a dramatic actor, too. Listen to this. Hamlet's soliloquy.
Jack, please, not on the street.
Quiet, Mary. Mr. Goldwyn wants to hear this. To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrage... There goes my collar again. Where's my bow tie?
I swallowed it.
No, Mr. Goldwyn. Here's my tie on the sidewalk. Excuse me a minute. Where's my collar button?
I swallowed it. Swallowed something.
Stop worrying about Mr. Goldwyn. It's nothing serious. I've got another one in my pocket.
Say, Mr. Goldwyn, Jack and I are going over to the Cinegrill for some dinner and a cocktail. How about joining us?
Oh, I'd love to, Mary. But I've got another big opening tonight.
Another picture?
No, Sam's Meat Market.
Sam's Meat Market?
Yes, I own that too. And that television can't hurt.
Oh, come on, Mr. Goldwyn. Why don't you join us? We'll have some fun.
Well...
Certainly. And I'll tell you what, Mr. Goldwyn, you and Mary can be my guests.
Your guest?
Yes, I'll pay for everything.
Mary, we better go. This will be the best year of our lives.
Yeah! Come on, let's go.
Jack, ask the waiter to get us a table.
I don't have to. Bob Crosby said he'd get me a... Oh, there he is, right over by the orchestra. Follow me, Mary, Mr. Goldwyn.
Hi, Jack. Mary.
Hello, Bob.
Hello, Bob. I'd like you to meet my friend, Sam Goldwyn. Mr. Goldwyn, this is Bob Crosby.
Well, I'm pleased to know you, Mr. Goldwyn.
Crosby? That name is familiar. Oh, yes. You have a nephew named Gary, haven't you?
Yes. Come on, let's get seated.
Gee, the place is kind of crowded tonight. Remley really packs them in, doesn't he?
You're darn right. Well, let's get some food. I'll call the waiter. And remember, kids, you're my guest tonight, so order anything you want. Oh, waiter! Waiter!
Yeah!
We'd like to order some food. May I have a menu, please?
Here you are.
Thank you. Now, let's see. Hey, wait a minute. The prices are all scratched off my menu. Who did that?
I did. I hate suicide.
Never mind.
Well, I know what I want. I'll have a Caesar salad, lobster a la Newburgh, and broccoli.
Yes, madam.
And I'll have a minute steak rare, some French fried potatoes, and coffee.
Yes, sir.
What are you going to have, Mr. Goldwyn?
I'll just have a glass of milk.
Are you sure you don't want anything to eat?
No, I'm not very hungry. I just had a collar button.
Waiter, Mr. Goldwyn, he'll just have a glass of milk.
Well, I'm sorry, sir, but I can't serve milk at this table.
Why not?
It's too close to the orchestra. It'll make them sick. Well, I'll go get those orders.
Wait a minute. You haven't taken my order yet.
Oh, yes. What do you have, stranger in paradise?
I'll have the potage de jour at salada avec Roquefort, at la bouffe bordelais at pomme de terre.
Well, get here.
Never mind. Just bring what I ordered. And we'd also like some champagne with our dinner.
What kind?
I don't know. What would you suggest?
Well, when it comes to champagne, I always say, mum's the word.
Waiter, that's a pretty corny joke.
Well, what did you expect for $35 a week, Martin and Lewis?
Never mind the wisecrack. You ought to pay a little more attention to your job. Some waiter. Look at this tablecloth and napkin. I've never seen such dirty linen.
Well, you do them for us, Wong Fu.
Look at waiter, never mind the impertinence. Just bring us our dinner and give me the check.
Okay, but you'll hate yourself in the morning.
None of your business. Now go get our food.
Okay, just lower your voice.
Mr. Goldwyn, you can come out from under the table. People have stopped staring.
Now let's all have a pleasant evening. Let's eat, drink, and be merry. Ah, that food was really delicious.
Yeah, I enjoyed mine, too.
Anything else? Dessert? Some champagne, Mr. Goldwyn?
No, thanks, Jack.
Will there be anything else?
No, thanks.
Well, here's your check.
Waiter, come here a minute.
What?
We're not supposed to get any check. We're guests of the management, see?
I'm sorry, I don't know anything about that. The check is $35.60.
Look, I'm telling you, we were invited here by the manager.
I'm sorry, but I've heard that one before.
Look, do you think I'd tell you that if it weren't true? I'm Jack Benny.
I don't care if you're King Farouk. What? I got a check here for $35.60, and you're going to pay it.
I'm not going to pay it.
Jack, for heaven's sake, you're creating a scene. Why don't you pay the check?
You keep out of this, Mary. Now, waiter, get me the manager.
The manager has gone home.
Well, get me someone. I'm not going to pay this check.
Jack, please, this is embarrassing.
You keep out of this, too. You invite me to your preview, and then you come in here and stuff yourself at my expense. I'm wise to you.
All I had was a glass of milk.
I don't care what you had. Let Frederick Marx pay for it. And let me tell you another thing. Oh, darn it. There it goes again.
Mr. Goldwyn, what's the matter?
I just want dessert.
And you're going to pay the check, too. Come on, Mary. Let's get out of here.
Friends, I'd like to ask you a question. How would you like to earn credits from the college or university of your choice while you're still in military service? USAFI can help you. Some of you will be staying in the service, but others will return to civilian life to pick up your education where you left off. But you don't have to wait until you're discharged to start. You can begin right now. There's a USAFI University Extension course for any subject you'd like to take up. Psychology, mathematics, science, or English. USAFI has them all. Through the correspondence type of course, You can submit your lessons directly to almost any college or university you choose. Since there are universities and colleges in 33 states and in Washington, D.C., which will give credits for USAFI courses, including 6 in Georgia, 4 in Texas, and 3 in both Utah and Illinois. So start studying today for tomorrow. Get in touch with your unit I&E officer or write USAFI, Madison 3, Wisconsin. For uniform education, study USAFI.
Thank you very much, Mr. Goldwyn, for being on my program. Good night, everybody.
The Jack Benny Show is presented through the facilities of the United States Armed Forces Radio Service.
And now, Around the World, the Jack Benny Program. Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Rochester, Dennis Day, Bob Crosby, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, let's move the clock back 10 minutes and see what happens before a radio program goes on the air. We now take you to Jack Benny's dressing room where our little star is relaxing.
I sure hate to wake the boss up, but the program goes on in 10 minutes. Just lying there, sleeping like a baby. Yep, just like a baby. Maybe I ought to take his thumb out of his mouth again.
Now, Ava, please. Now, wait a minute, Lana. Stop it, Marilyn. Marilyn, please, you're tickling my ear. Marilyn, stop kissing me.
Boss, wake up. You went to sleep to relax.
Oh, I was having such a nice sleep. Why'd you have to wake me up?
I didn't want you to miss your program.
Big thing, miss the program. Look, Rochester, I've been in radio for 23 years now. Each year I do about 40 shows. That makes roughly 1,000 broadcasts I've done. What would be so terrible if I did miss one? So I wouldn't get paid for one show. After all, money isn't everything.
Boss, wake up!
I am awake. Now, please, give me my tie. Come in.
Jack, I'd like to use your mirror to put on my makeup. The one in my room is cracked.
Why, certainly, Mary. Go ahead and... Hey, wait a minute. Hey, Mary, that dress you're wearing, it's beautiful.
Well, thanks.
I've never seen you wear anything so glamorous. Mary, how can you afford an expensive dress like that?
Well, I didn't buy it new.
You didn't?
No, there's a store in town that sells dresses that movie stars have worn in pictures.
I know.
Now, this is the dress that Jane Russell wore in Gentlemen Prefer Blondes.
Oh, Jane Russell, huh? Well, it fits you perfectly.
I had to take it in a little. Anyway, I think I got a real bargain. It only cost me $100.
$100? That's outrageous. I wouldn't pay that kind of money for a second-hand dress.
You wouldn't pay $100 if Jane Russell was still in it.
Look, Mary, if you know so much, how...
Jack!
I'm in my dressing room, Don.
You and Mary better get on stage.
I don't know whether this is a show or a rehearsal, right? Maybe we're just writing it now.
You and Mary better get on stage. We've only got a few minutes left before airtime.
I'm ready, Don. Come on, Jack, let's get going.
Wait a minute. Here, Rochester, I want you to spray a little perfume on me.
Yes, sir.
A little more, Rochester. Ah.
Is that enough, boss?
Yes.
Now stand back while I sweep out the dead flies.
All right. Now let's go. Rochester, I'll be back in about 35 minutes. While I'm gone, I want you to press the suit I wore down here and the tie and shine my other shoes, darn my socks, and think up a few jokes for next week's program.
But, Mr. Benny, I'm your valet. You've got writers to think up jokes.
Now, don't be selfish. They help you mow the lawn, don't they?
Yeah, that's right. And since we lost your lawnmower, that rider with the buck teeth and the revolving head is a definite answer.
Yeah. I wish I had more like Milt. Come on, kids, let's go. Don, are we all set to go?
Yes, Jack, everything's fine, but,
But what?
Well, Jack, I've been going through the script, and there's one line in it that I'd like to change.
What is it?
Well, here it's on page 12. Don't you think it would be better to say, Don Wilson reads commercial instead of blubber does plug?
Oh, Don, it doesn't make any difference. It's just a stage direction. Nobody sees it but you. Now, come on, let's go on in the studio. All right, everybody, we go on the air in about 3 minutes. Say, Bob, I think that
Wait a minute, Jack. Wait a minute. I got to get the boys in the band ready. All right, fellas, let's get ready for the show. Put away the cards, take the money off the bass drum, and stand it back up. Now stand the drummer up, too.
Oh, was that Sammy?
Uh-huh.
Gee, when he's lying on the floor, his head looks like a honeydew melon ripening on the vine. Now, Bob...
Just a second, Jack. The boys aren't ready yet. Bagby, put that away.
What?
I said put that away.
I can't find the cork.
Well, stick a mute in it or something.
I ain't got no mute. I'm a piano player.
Who says so?
Petrola says so.
Well, look, my loaded Liberace. You're holding up the show.
Shh, Jack, shh.
Huh?
We go on the air in just a few seconds.
Oh, yes,
Now,
yes.
quiet, everybody. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I bring you a man who, even though he claims to be 39, always goes to bed at 9:30. And here he is, Jack Benny.
Thank you. Hello again. This is Jack Benny talking. And, Don, the only reason I go to bed at 9:30 is because I've stopped drinking coffee. Or haven't you heard? And, Don, as much as I'd like to discuss that introduction with you, I can't because tonight we're going to present a very important sketch.
Oh, what kind of a sketch, Jack?
Well, Don, the most popular books today are mysteries about private eyes, and there's so many radio and TV shows about them that tonight we're going to do a show based on the life of a private detective.
Gee, that sounds kind of exciting.
Oh, it is, Mary. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time in our radio history, we present a dramatic playlet based on the life of a private eye. An episode in the exciting, adventurous career of that rough, tough detective, Bullets Benny.
Don, help me pick Jack up.
Now, in this sketch, I will play the part of Bullets Benny, a fearless crime-busting detective. Who can that be? Come in.
Hello, Mr. Benny. Remember me? I'm Herman Nebuch.
Herman Nebuch?
Yeah. I was over at your house this summer, and I sold you that life insurance policy.
Oh, yes. But why come and see me now? I've been paying the premiums.
Yeah, I know, but the company has put a new clause in its policy. For another 15 cents a month, you can get extra protection now.
What extra protection?
Oh, we pay you double if the planet Mars crashes into the Earth.
Okay, Herman, if it'll make you any happier, I'll take the extra protection. Here's your 15 cents.
Thank you. And here, Mr. Benny, this goes with the Planet Mars policy.
What's that?
A telescope. If you see it coming, get out of the way.
I will. Now, Herman, please sit down and let us do our show.
Yes, sir.
As I was saying, in this sketch, I will play the part of Bullets Benny. And Mary...
Yes, Jack?
You're going to play the part of a very wealthy society woman, Mrs. H. Beacon Van Storage. You live in a big mansion, have 4 mink coats, 6 cars, 2 yachts, and $80 million.
Gosh, how'd I get all that?
Last Halloween, you went down to Texas and played trick or treat. Now, Bob, you're going to play the part of a bartender.
A bartender?
Yeah, do you think you can do it?
Well, Jack, since I took over this orchestra, I haven't been serving marshmallows.
Yes, I know. And, well, Bob, with those boys, you'll always have trouble. Only last week I told you ought to fire Sammy the drummer.
Well, Jack, I can't fire him. Why, if it weren't for Sammy, we wouldn't have any orchestra at all.
Why, is Sammy that good a musician?
No, but his brother is a bail bondsman.
Oh, and the band gives him a lot of business?
A lot. Sammy's brother makes more money than mine. No!
Sammy's brother makes more money than your brother?
Yeah.
Ever? Huh? Well, let's get on with the casting the play, because... Bagby, get away from the window and give Herman back that telescope. What a piano player. Now, Don.
Yes, Jack?
You're going to play the focal point of the sketch, the most important part.
Oh, boy, that's swell.
You see, the sketch starts off with you being held up on the street, and you are robbed of $900,000.
Gosh, $900,000? Am I a millionaire?
No, a Brinks truck. You'll have to diet a little. Now we're even for that introduction about me going to bed at 9:30. Now there's one more part in the sketch, and you're going to play it, Dennis. Dennis? Where's Dennis?
I don't know.
He wasn't at rehearsal either.
Maybe something's happened to him. I better call his home. Don, hand me the phone, will you?
Jack, I called his house before we went on the air, and his line's out of order.
How do you like that?
Look, why don't we start the sketch without him?
Sure, but right now it's time for a song. What are we going to do for a song?
I can sing, Mr. Benny.
Huh? Look, Herman, not now. I'm having enough.
Hey, poor little lamb, so gone astray.
Herman, we don't want a song now.
I'm sorry, Mr. Benny, but I just love those lyrics.
Say, Jack, why don't you let Bob do a song?
Yeah, that's right. How about it, Bob?
Why, certainly I'll sing, Jack, and I'd like to dedicate this song to you.
Dedicated to me? What is it?
Oh, my papa.
Well, go ahead, son. Meanwhile, I'm going to walk over to Dennis Day's house and see what happened to that crazy kid.
To me, he was so wonderful. Oh, my papa. To me, he was so good. No one could be so gentle and so lovable. Gone are the days when he would take me on his knee, and with a smile he'd change my tears to laughter. Oh, my papa. So funny, so adorable, always the clown. So funny in his way. Oh, my papa. To me, he was so wonderful. Miss him so today. Oh, my papa. Oh, my papa.
Dennis makes me so mad. Now I have to go all the way over to his house just to find out why he's missing the program. But gee, I don't mind walking today. The weather's so wonderful. So happy I live in Los Angeles. It was warm yesterday, too. The day before that was really hot. Of course, nobody knows what the temperature was. The smog was so thick you couldn't see the thermometer. Well, I better hurry over to Dennis's house. When I see him, I'm going to tell that kid plenty about Missy.
Hey, Mister.
Huh?
Ain't you Jack Benny?
That's right, Sonny. I am.
Well, imagine me meeting a celebrity. A real live celebrity in person. Can I have your autograph?
Why, certainly, Sonny.
Gosh, imagine a celebrity. I wish I was a celebrity.
Really? Well, tell me, Sonny, if you could be a celebrity, which one would you like to be?
Joe DiMaggio.
Oh, you like baseball, eh?
Boy, are you a square.
Oh, I see. Well, give me your autograph book and I'll sign it. Thanks. What's your name?
Harry, just sign it to Harry.
Okay. To Harry. With very best wishes, Jack Benny. There you are.
Gee, thanks, Mr. Benny. You know, I think you're wonderful on radio and television.
Well, thanks.
I think you're so good, I wonder how come you've never made any moving pictures.
But, wait a minute. How old are you, Harry?
10 years old.
Oh. Well, goodbye, Harry.
Goodbye.
Gee, isn't that wonderful? A whole new generation growing up that'll never know. Well, I better hurry over to Dennis's house and see what's wrong. Well, here's Dennis's house. Can't wait till I see him. Boy, will I...
Oh, hello, Mr. Benny. Come on in.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Day. Is your son home?
No, he's out with his mother.
Well, that's why I'm here. Doesn't Dennis realize he's missing the broadcast today?
Yes, his mother insisted that he miss it. But I want you to know that I didn't agree with her at all.
But, Mr. Day, don't you and your wife discuss these things?
Mr. Benny, you don't discuss things with Dennis's mother. You express an opinion and duck.
Well, Mr. Day, I know this is none of my business, but don't you think things might be better if you asserted yourself with Mrs. Day?
Asserted myself?
Yes. Have you ever tried to show her who's boss?
Oh, I've tried that several times.
What happened?
The Blue Cross canceled my policy.
Well, look, Mr. Day, if I were you...
Well, I thought I'd find you here.
Mrs. Day, where's Dennis?
I left him at our lawyer's office.
Well, do you realize he's missing the... Your lawyer?
Yes. We were discussing that ridiculous contract you've got Dennis signed to.
Well, look, Mrs. Day, the contract I have Dennis tied to is the usual one between the artist and his employer.
Usual? You've got my boy signed up for 99 years.
So what?
So what? How do you know he'll live that long?
How do you know I'll live that long?
You already have.
What are you affording? a minute, Mrs. Day. I try to be fair to Dennis.
Fair? Everybody knows you've taken advantage of him. Ask anybody. Ask Mr. Day here.
Well,
You keep out of it. And that salary you're paying Dennis.
But, Mrs. Day...
What a salary to give a featured singer. $40 a week. Why, I manage 2 boxers who make more than that.
Well, fighters make a lot of money.
These are dogs.
Well, that I don't understand at all. Look, Mrs. Day, that contract I have with Dennis is legal, and my lawyers will make it stand up in court. So Dennis better be back on my show next Sunday or there'll be trouble.
Oh, no, he won't. My boy won't sing on your program next Sunday or any other... Hello! Oh, hello, Dennis, dear. Yes, the old goat is here. Tell him what? But why? Oh, all right, I'll tell him. Goodbye, son. Mr. Benny, my son says you'll be back on your program as usual next week.
That's better. Goodbye.
But, darling, I don't understand.
The lawyers went over Dennis's contract. And when they finally read the small print in the last clause Mr. Benny put in, they were convinced that Dennis can never quit.
Why not?
Mr. Benny adopted him.
Jack will be back in just a minute, but now, hear this.
Hello? Yeah, this is Mabel. Oh, hello, Gertrude. How are you? Yeah, I got another letter from Sylvester from overseas. He says he feels fine since he got out of the hospital. Well, he had an accident. Remember the drop cookies I made for him? He dropped them on his foot. Yeah, he was there a day longer than he was supposed to be. The last day he got 4 trays and had a relapse. What do you mean that's what he gets for making a pig out of himself? Yeah, I know. I said he had 4 trays. He had 4 trays, and the guy in the next bed had 4 aces. I guess Sylvester should have stuck to his studying. Sure, he's still studying with you, Sassy. Just because he was in the hospital doesn't mean that he has to stop studying, does it? As a matter of fact, he says there's around 40 USAFI courses on microfilm for guys in the hospital who can't get out of bed. If you want to learn something, they got a course for it. No, Gertrude, for that they don't have a course. Maybe you want I should write and ask him? Oh, I gotta disconnect you, Gertrude. My buzzer's flashing. I'll let you know when I hear from Sylvester again. Yeah. Don't take any wooden nickels. Bye.
Good night, everybody. We're a little late.
The Jack Benny program is written by Sam Perrin, Milt Josephsberg, George Balzer, and John Tackaberry, and produced and transcribed by Hilliard Marks. Don Wilson speaking. Good night. This is the United States Armed Forces Radio Service. And now, Around the World, the Jack Benny Program. Jack Benny with Barry Livingston, Rochester, Dennis A. Bob Crosby, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, today it's the birthday of the star of our show. So here he is, Jack Benny.
Thank you. Hello again. This is Jack Benny talking. And, Don, that was very nice of you to remember my birthday. How did you ever think of it?
Well, Jack, a strange thing happened last night. I ate at that Chinese restaurant you recommended.
Uh-huh.
And I broke open one of those rice fortune cakes.
Uh-huh.
And a little paper said, "'Tis better to give than to receive, and Sunday is Jack Benny's birthday."
Well, what did you bring me for a present, Don?
Well, it was too late to go shopping, so I brought you a pocket full of fried rice.
Too late to go shopping. I told you to have lunch there, not dinner. Anyway, Don, I'll take the rice. There's a friend of mine getting married Wednesday.
Jack, you can't throw this rice. It's fried.
So's my friend. It's Remley. Anyway, Don, thanks very much.
Well, anyway, Jack, getting back to your birthday, tell me, how does it feel being a year older?
Don, I don't know. It seems strange to advance another year, but then on the other hand, there's something exciting about reaching 40. Yes, sir.
Jack, you may be 40, but I must say you look much younger.
Well, Don, it's nice of you to say that, but let's face it. My age is beginning to show. A little wrinkle here, a gray hair there. Time marches on. Now, let's get on with the program.
Oh, wait a minute, Jack, before we get into the show. I have a little surprise for you.
A surprise, Don?
Yeah, the whole audience is going to join in. All right, everybody. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Jack Benny. Happy birthday to you.
Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks, everybody. Thanks very much.
Wasn't that nice, Jack?
Yes, very nice, Don. But
what?
Well, I was watching one fellow sitting in the front row, and he didn't sing at all. As a matter of fact, he had a frown on his face. And I'm just curious to know why. Oh, Mister.
Me?
Yeah, will you mind coming up here on the stage for a minute?
Okay.
Now, look, Mr.
Think. F-I-N-Q-U-E. Think.
Oh, well, Mr. Fink, I'm just curious to know, you were the only one who didn't sing happy birthday to me. Why was that?
Do you sing to me on my birthday?
No, but then how can I? I don't even know when your birthday is.
It's December the 24th, and all you hear people singing is Jingle Bells, Jingle Bells, Jingle All. Not one word about Frank.
Well, that's too bad. Now, look, Mr. Fink.
F-I-N-Q-U-E.
I know.
That's French.
Yes.
In Paris, it's Finke.
Well, you certainly are. don't care what it is. All I want to know is if you've got this chip on your shoulder, why did you come in here in the first place?
Who wanted to come in? I was standing in line for the Amos and Andy show. And some guy come over and he told me they was giving away refrigerators in here.
Giving away refrigerators?
In radio, a program's either got to give you entertainment or a refrigerator. Now, where's my icebox?
You're not getting an icebox, so go sit down.
Okay. 12 programs this week. I still ain't got a stick of furniture.
Keep quiet, please, Mr. Fink. Now, Don, regardless of what just happened, Oh, hello, Dennis. You're just in time for your song.
Oh, I'd have been here sooner, but on the way down I had to stop off at our family doctor's office and punch him in the nose.
You punched your doctor in the nose?
He had it coming. My mother told me what he did.
What?
Well, when I was born, for no reason at all, he slapped me.
Dennis.
And my back was turned, too.
Dennis, never mind that silly talk. Let's have your song.
Okay, Mr. Benny, but first, congratulations on your birthday.
Oh, well, it's awfully sweet of you to remember it, kid.
I never would have thought of it if you hadn't given me that ticket to the burlesque show last night.
Never mind, Dennis.
What'd the burlesque show have to do with it?
Well, a girl came out to do a dance, her bubble broke, and a sign fell out saying, Sunday is Jack Benny's birthday.
Dennis.
You must be popular. What applause you got.
All right.
They whistled and everything. Daddy, what a fuss over a man's birthday.
Look, Dennis, you found out it was my birthday. That's all that matters. Now, come on, let's have your song.
Okay. Gee, when I'm 40, I hope I don't look like him.
What did you say?
Sing, Dennis.
You said it. Secret Love, sung by Dennis Davis.
Say, Jack.
Yes, Bob?
Well, look, I didn't want to interrupt anything, but I've got a little present for you from the boys in the band.
Oh, well, this is really too much. To think that the boys in your orchestra would remember my birthday. I mean, with all their other worries and responsibilities.
Well, Remley was the one.
Oh, Remley, huh?
Uh-huh. Funny thing happened. Last night, Frankie was in a bar, and he happened to look up, and he saw a little sign that said, "Tomorrow is Jack Benny's birthday."
Bob, that was written on the ceiling?
No, under the table.
I put it there on purpose. I knew he'd see it.
Anyway, Jack, all the boys chipped in, and they appointed Bagby, the piano player, to go out and buy you a plaque. And they asked me to present it to you. So, Jack, on behalf of the boys in the orchestra, here you are.
Well, that's very nice of them. It's a fancy plaque, too. Let me read the inscription. To Herman Heffelfinger, champion bowler, Anthracite Miners Tournament. Bob, what's the matter with Bagby? I mean, why would he get me a plaque like that?
Well, you don't have much choice when you deal with the second story, man.
Wait, you mean Charlie buys stolen merchandise?
Well, sometimes he buys, sometimes he sells.
I can't understand Bagby. There are so many decent, honest businessmen around. Why does Charlie have to buy from a burglar?
He gives green stamps.
Well, Bob, I'm not accepting a hot plaque.
Happy birthday, Mr. Benny.
Huh?
That bubble dancer's driving me nuts.
Dennis, go sit down. Now, let's get on with the program.
Oh, say, Jack, before you go any further, I think it's time for a song by the quartet.
Oh, yes, that's right. Are the sportsmen here?
Yeah. Come on in, fellas. Jack, the boys want to dedicate this number to you on the happy occasion of your birthday because this song's been associated with you for years.
Well, that's very nice, Don.
And, Jack, there's a part in it where you play the violin.
Oh, Don, do I have to?
No.
Well, I'm going to. It's my birthday. Now, wait till I get the music stand up here. Say, Bob, can I get a violin from one of the boys in the band?
Well, I don't know about a violin, but Bagby will make you a good deal on a hot Cadillac.
I don't want that. I want a violin. Larry, let me have your violin, will you? Thanks. What a gang in the orchestra. When they say that Remley is playing a steel guitar, you can take that word either way. Where's that violin? All right, Don, I'm ready. You want me to take the opening, huh?
You
was really swell, boys. Thanks very much. You know, Don, it was so nice of the quartet. Come in.
Telegram for Jack Benny.
Oh, here I am, boy. Yeah. Here, boy, here's a tip for you.
Oh, boy, $1. A whole $1. Thanks, Mr. Benny.
I wonder who could be sending me a telegram right in the middle. Come in.
Excuse me, Mr. Benny.
What do you want now?
I forgot my bicycle.
You didn't forget it. I bought it. Now, goodbye. I hate when a guy makes a deal and then tries to get out of it. See, the telegram's from my sister, Florence.
Oh, what did she say?
She says, Dear Jack, I've been listening to your program, and I thought I should send you this wire immediately. You're not 40 years old today. You're actually... Oh, no. No, this can't be. This is awful.
Well, Jack, how old does your sister say you are today?
39. Oh, my goodness, this is embarrassing. But my sister Florence ought to know. I guess instead of being born in 1914, it was 1915. I'm going to call Rochester and have him look at my birth certificate. My sister Florence says I'm 39, and I think I'm 40. I got to find out.
Say, Mabel. What is it, Gertrude? Mr. Benny's line is flashing. Yeah, I wonder what Collier's cover girl wants now. I'll plug in and find out. Yes, Mr. Benny. I'll call your house immediately. He wants I should get him Rochester. Well, be nice to him. You know, today's his birthday. It is? How did you find out? Dial Ulrich 8900. Yeah, but how did Dial. Okay.
The time is 4:21 and 10 seconds. And today is Jack Benny's birthday. The time is 4:21 and 20 seconds. His shirt size is 15 and a half. The time is...
How do you like that? Imagine Benny having his birthday announced on the telephone. How did he get away with it? He used to be a personal friend of Alexander Graham Bell. But with all the advertising, he must be getting a lot of gifts. I can imagine. What did you send him? A beautiful calfskin glove. One glove? Why in the world would you give him only one glove? That's all he needs. He never takes his right hand out of his pocket. Very true. Say, Gertrude, can you give me a lift home tonight? I guess so. What's wrong? I got another flat tire. See, you've been having more trouble with that motorcycle. Yeah.
Operator. Gertrude, get me my home.
I'm trying. You know, Rome wasn't built in a day.
Well, you ought to know. You helped build it.
Well, thank you, Julius Caesar.
Never mind. Now, please ring my home.
Okay, I'm ringing it.
Smart aleck Gertrude. She takes you out for dinner once. She thinks she owns you. Oh, well.
Mr. Benny's residence, star, stage, radio, television, and silent pictures.
Rochester, it's me.
Oh, boss.
What took you so long to answer the phone?
Well, today's your birthday, and I was out in the kitchen finishing your cake.
Oh, you baked a cake for me?
Yeah, and you ought to see it, boss. Across the top in whipped cream, I wrote, Happy Birthday.
Oh, that's nice, Rochester.
By the way, how many P's in happy?
2.
Uh-oh.
Oh, so you'll have to add one.
I gotta take one off. I got 3.
Well, look, you can do that later. Now, Rochester, here's why I called you. I don't know what to do. I thought today was my 40th birthday, but I just got a wire from my sister, and she says I'm 39.
Well, don't argue with her, boss. Grab it.
Roch, I gotta be honest with myself. Now, I want you to look at my birth certificate and tell me the date on it.
Your birth certificate?
Yes, you know where it is?
It's right here on the desk.
What's my birth certificate doing on the desk?
You got it out the other day when you applied for your old age pension.
Oh, I just did that for a gag.
Well, they must be laughing. Your first check came today.
Rochester, stop making things up. Now look at my birth certificate.
I'm looking at it.
Now in the space where it says date of birth, what's there?
A hole.
A hole in the paper?
Yeah, we erased it once too often.
Oh, well, then there's nothing I can do, and I'll have to take my sister's word for it.
I guess so, boss. Your sister must be right.
Yep, I guess I'm 39. Goodbye, Rochester.
Goodbye. Oh, say, boss.
What?
Aren't we devils?
You and me?
No, me and your sister.
Yeah, goodbye, Rochester.
Jack will be back in just a minute. I'd like to tell you fellas and gals in the service how you can smarten yourselves up in just a few hours a day. I'm referring to USAFI, of course, the United States Armed Forces Institute. It's quite an outfit, USAFI is, and what service it gives you while you're giving your service to your country. USAFI's program includes correspondence courses, self-teaching courses which don't require the submitting of lessons, educational advice and information, and testing and reporting for military and civilian credit purposes. If you plan on a military career, the results of your study with USAFI go with you and help you find the job you're best suited for. If you study with a civilian job in mind after your discharge, the results are forwarded to your prospective employer. USAFI offers you courses in just about any subject you can think of, from atomic energy to raising chickens, from a course on how to listen to music to one on prison work as a career. You name it, USAFI has it. So if you're willing to spend a few hours a day studying, get in touch with your I&E officer or write USAFI, Madison 3, Wisconsin. For a uniform education, study with USAFI.
Come on, Don. The car's right around the corner. I'll drive you home.
Okay.
You know, Don, that was a pretty good program we just did, but
Hey, Benny!
Huh? Oh, it's you, Mr. Fink.
Yeah. Hey, don't you know some program I can go on and win a refrigerator?
No, I don't. Come on, Don.
Well, I'm going to get a refrigerator even if I have to buy one.
Well, I don't care. Buy one? Get in the car, Mr. Fink. Good night, folks.
The Jack Benny program is written by Sam Perrin, Milt Josephsberg, George Balzer, and John Tackaberry, and produced and transcribed by Hilliard Marks. Don Wilson speaking. Good night. This is the United States Armed Forces Radio Service.
And now, Around the World, the Jack Benny program. Jack Benny with Barry Livingston, Rochester, Dennis Day, Bob Crosby, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight Jack Benny and his entire cast leave for New York, where they'll do one television and 2 radio shows. As we look in on Jack's home in Beverly Hills, Rochester is taking care of the packing for the trip.
Now let's see if everything's packed. Slippers, smoking jacket, silk robe, 1 full dress suit, dinner jacket, 2 tuxedos, silk scarf, gloves, white tie, and spats. Well, I guess that's about all. Now I better pack Mr. Benny's things. I'm glad I convinced him to go out and buy some luggage for this trip. The boss really got a bargain in this airplane luggage, buying it secondhand. There's no doubt but it's genuine airplane luggage. It used to belong to Orville Wright. Well, let's see.
Rochester, how are you getting along with my packing?
Fine, boss. I'm almost done.
Did you pack all my toilet articles?
Uh-huh. And I made sure I put in your hair oil, dandruff remover, military brushes, and comb.
Good.
They're not necessary, but they're great for your morale.
Yes. Well, I'm going in the den and look for some books to take on the train.
Well, let's see. What else will Mr. Benny want to take along with him to New York? I'd better pack some of his long underwear. Here they are. He's sure got a lot of long underwear. I'll never forget that time he put a pair on backwards. He looked like a sailor. Hey, what's this? This pair has the legs cut off just below the knees. Oh, yes, now I remember. Mr. Benny did that in Palm Springs. He wanted people to think they were pedal pushers. Well, I better see it.
Here, Rochester, put these books in my bag.
Yes, sir.
Now, Rochester, don't forget to take along my violin.
You taking that thing to New York with you?
Yes, there's always a possibility it might get lost or damaged. So see that my insurance policy with Lloyd's of London is paid up.
You got your violin insured with Lloyd's of London?
Yes, why?
I thought anything that moans like that would have the blue grouse.
Rochester, never mind being a musical critic. I'm going to take my violin.
Shall I answer the door?
No, you finish packing. I'll get it. Gee, I can hardly wait to get on that train. Coming. Oh, hello, Don.
Hello, Jack.
Come on in. Don, I didn't think I'd see you till we got to the station.
Jack, what I have to talk to you about can't wait.
Why? What's the matter?
About the accommodations. You got me on the Super Chief.
Well, what's wrong with them?
Me in an upper berth?
Don, everybody on the show has an upper berth.
Well, I don't like it.
Now, wait a minute, Don. The last time we went to New York, how did you go?
You shipped me by freight.
Oh, yes, I forgot. I made a good deal with the railroad then.
Yeah, that was the most humiliating trip I ever took.
Humiliating? Why?
When the train stopped at Chicago, they opened the door and some guy stamped Swift and Company on me.
All right, grade A. If it'll make you happy, I'll get you a compartment.
Well, that's better.
Boss, I've got everything all packed and ready.
Good. Hello?
Hello, Jack. This is Bob Crosby.
Oh, hello, Bob. What is it?
Well, June, the kids are all going to the station to see me off, so I'll have a car full, and, well, I wondered if you'd mind giving Frank Remley a lift to the station.
Oh, of course. I'll be glad to. Remley. Where shall I pick him up?
Under the arms, like we always do.
Oh, yes. Well, I'll see you at the station. Goodbye, Bob.
So long. Well, Jenny, that takes care of Remley. Jack's going to take him to the station.
Oh, is Frankie going on the same train with you?
Oh, yeah, we all have upper berths, except Bagby, the piano player. He has a compartment.
A compartment?
Mm-hmm.
Well, why should Bagby have such nice accommodations when everyone else has an upper berth?
Well, Junie, you need extra room when you're handcuffed to a deputy sheriff.
For a piano player, he can get into more trouble.
Yeah. Say, did you pack my shirts and my ties?
Yes, everything's ready.
Say, I better take along some extra money.
Money? Don't you get an expense account while you travel with a show?
Well, yes. Jack gives us each $5 a day.
$5 a day? That'll hardly pay for your hotel room. What about food?
Well, Jack has that all figured out. One day I eat and one day I sleep. Well, I mustn't forget to take my music to New York.
What music is that?
Well, this is a new number that I've been rehearsing. I think I'll try it over once. skies are cloudy and gray. They're only gray for a day. So wrap your troubles in dreams. Dream your troubles away. Until that sunshine peeps through, there's only one thing to do. Just wrap your troubles in dreams. Dream your troubles away.
Your castles may tumble, that's fate after all. Life's really funny that way. No use to grumble, just smile as they fall. Weren't you king for a day?
Just remember that sunshine always follows the rain. So wrap your troubles in dreams and dream your troubles away.
When skies are cloudy and gray, they are only gray for a day.
So wrap your troubles in dreams, dream your troubles away.
Until that sunshine peeps through, there is only one thing to do.
You gotta wrap your troubles in dreams, dream your troubles away. Your castles may tumble, that's fate after all. Life's really funny that way. No use to grumble, just smile as they fall. Weren't you king for a day?
Say, just remember that sunshine always follows the rain.
So wrap your troubles in dreams
and dream your troubles away.
Well, I guess we've got almost everything packed, eh, Rochester?
Yes, sir. How many sandwiches do you want me to make up for the train?
None.
None?
No, this trip I'm going to eat all my meals in the diner.
Well, I better take my camera. All the papers will want pictures of this.
Look, don't be so funny. Now, you put my luggage in the car and make sure all the doors and windows are shut. Oh, I got to go down to my vault and get some money for the trip. Don, will you pick up Frankie Remley?
Sure, Jack. See you on the train.
Yeah, I'm going down to the vault. I'll be right back, Rochester. Now to cross the bridge over the moat. Gosh, look at that alligator. So strong and powerful. He's been very valuable to me, too. 3 wallets and a belt, and he's still as healthy as ever. Hope he forgets by next Christmas. He's getting wise to me when I come in here with a piece of meat in one hand and a can of ether in the other. Down, boy. See you later.
Oh, who goes there? Oh, it's you, Mr. Benny.
Yes, Ed. Nice seeing you again.
Thank you.
I got to open the safe and get some money.
Shall I lie down so you can give me the ether again?
No, Ed. You can watch this time. Well, let me see. The combination is right to 45, left to 60, back to 15, then left to 110. There. There we are. Now, let's see how much money I need. There, this ought to be enough. Gosh, look at that big pile of money way in the back of the safe. Boy, if the South had won, I'd be a millionaire. Well, I better close the safe. So long, Ed.
Goodbye, Mr. Benny.
Here's the station, Rochester. You park the car and take care of the baggage. I'll go on in.
Yes, sir.
And don't be late. The super chief leaves in about 15 minutes.
I gotta go to that drugstore and get myself a few things.
What do you have to get?
Some toothpaste, vitamin pills, and shampoo.
Wait a minute, Rochester. Isn't that a Rexall drugstore?
Yeah, why?
Well, they're having a 1-cent sale. Here's 3 cents. Get me the same. I'll see you in the station. Oh, say, Rochester, here's another 15 cents. Get me a copy of the Saturday Evening Post with the Bob Hope autobiography in it. You know, the one that's called This Is On Me. I want to read it on the train.
Train now leaving on track 5 for Anaheim, Azusa, and Cucamonga.
Hi, Jack. Oh, hello, Bob. Well, we'll be on our way pretty soon.
Yep.
I got to go over to the window. I forgot to buy a ticket for my producer. You know.
Train now arriving on track 4 from San Francisco. Train now arriving on track 6 from San Diego. Engine now arriving on track 3 from Las Vegas. Boy, did that conductor have bad luck.
Well, hello, Jack.
Oh, hello, Don. Say, where are the sportsmen?
Right over there. They'll be with us in a minute.
I'll see you on the train. I got to go over the ticket window.
Okay, Jack.
Attention, please. Attention. The train standing on track 9 will not leave the station. The engineer refuses to travel for a lousy $5 a day.
Now, let's see. Oh, that's the ticket window over there.
Hi, Rube.
Oh, it's my friend from Calabasas. What are you doing here in Los Angeles?
Rubbing my eyes, same as everybody else.
Oh, that's,
For a city that don't grow nothing, you sure got a lot of smudging going on here.
Yes, yeah. Where are you going?
No place. I just arrived from Calabasas.
Oh. How are things out there?
Oh, pretty good. Been making speeches all month.
Speeches?
Yeah, I ran for mayor. The election was yesterday.
Mayor of Calabasas. How'd you make out?
I don't know. We're still waiting for the rural vote to come in.
Oh, of course, the rural vote. Well, tell me, did you put on a good campaign?
Oh, yes. I went around to each farmer individually and asked him what his biggest problem was.
I see. And what is the farmer's biggest problem?
Traveling salesman. Well, so long, Rube.
So long. So long. Well, I better go get that ticket.
Attention, please. All newspaper men and reporters, attention. Now arriving from Florida, Barbara Hutton and Porfirio Rubirosa. They are arriving on trains marked his and hers.
Well, this must be the window. Oh, yeah, that man there, I guess, is the ticket agent. Oh, Mister. Holy... Are you the ticket agent?
No, I'm a groundhog. I came out, saw my shadow, and ran back in here.
Well, I'd like to buy a ticket to New York.
Well, I can only sell you a ticket to San Francisco. I just sold the man ahead of you a ticket to New York.
Well, what's that got to do with it? You can sell me a ticket to New York, can't you?
I can, but I won't.
Why not?
I like to keep my stacks even.
That's the silliest thing.
Excuse me, sir.
Huh?
I'm in a terrible hurry. Would you mind if I go ahead of you?
Well, no, I guess not.
Thank you. Yes, sir. What can I do for you, sir?
I'd like to buy a ticket to Constantinople.
Oh, I'm awfully sorry, but you can't buy a ticket to Constantinople.
Why not?
Well, you see, Istanbul was Constantinople. Now it's Istanbul, not Constantinople.
But I've got to meet my girl in Constantinople.
Every gal in Constantinople lives in Istanbul, not Constantinople. So if you've a date in Constantinople, she'll be waiting in Istanbul.
Look, mister.
Well, that's confusing.
Well, I don't know why. Even old New York was once New Amsterdam.
Well, why did they change it?
I can't say.
People just liked it better that way.
But I want to go back to Constantinople.
But you can't go back to Constantinople. Now it's Istanbul, not Constantinople.
Gee, why did Constantinople get the word?
That's nobody's business but the Turks.
Oh.
Here's your ticket to Istanbul.
Oh, thank you, and goodbye.
I don't know why I always have to get into these kind of spots.
Train now arriving on track 9 with 75 carloads of Florida oranges. Train now departing on track 9 with 75 carloads of
Now, look, clerk, you better sell me a ticket to New York or I'll report you.
Oh, all right. Is the ticket for you?
No, it's for my producer.
Very well. Do you want this ticket on the El Capitan or the Super Chief?
Well, let's see. I'm on the Super Chief, and the fare on that is $143.
That's right. And if he goes on the El Capitan, it'll be $175.
Now, just a minute. I happen to know that the Super Chief is more expensive than the El Capitan.
Not when you're on it.
Now, cut that out.
Attention, please. The Super Chief is now departing.
Hey, Jack, hurry. Coming, Don, coming. Phew. I just made it.
Yeah, you sure did.
You know, mister, it's nice being on the Super Chief, isn't it?
Yeah, but I hate to think what's going to happen in a few minutes.
Why?
I'm handcuffed to a piano player who got on the El Capitan.
Well, how do you like that?
Jack will be back in just a minute, but first...
Hello? Yeah, this is Mabel. Oh, hello, Gertrude. How are you? Yeah, I got another letter from Sylvester from overseas. He says he's been busy listening to records. Yeah, Spanish records. No, he ain't learning how to rumba. He and a bunch of the fellas are taking a USAFI Spanish course. And USAFI sent them Spanish records to help them learn the language. Yeah, this USAFI's quite a deal. If a group of the fellas want to study almost anything together, all they gotta do is get at least 10 of them together and write to Madison Street, Wisconsin. Then what? Then USAFI sends them whatever they need to study with. Like in the Spanish class of Sylvester's. He says they got a phonograph and records and even a Spanish and English dictionary. Oh, I guess it won't be long before Sylvester will be writing to me in Espagnol. What do you mean he should have studied Greek instead? Look, Gertrude, maybe everything he writes is Greek to you, but it ain't to me. And furthermore, let me elucidate on another subject. Oh, I gotta disconnect you, Gertrude. My buzz is flashing. I'll let you know when I hear from Sylvester again. Yeah. Don't take any wooden nickels. Bye.
Well, Rochester, we're on our way to New York.
Yeah, you've got a pretty busy schedule when we get there, haven't you?
That's right. I'm not only doing 2 radio shows, but I'm also doing my television program next week with Helen Hayes. Then I also have to play a big benefit.
A benefit? Who for, boss?
My cast. Some of them would like to eat and sleep. Good night, folks.
The Jack Benny program is written by Sam Perrin, Milt Josephsberg, George Balzer, and John Tackaberry, and produced and transcribed by Hilliard Marks. Don Wilson speaking. Good night. This is the United States Armed Forces Radio Service.